Welcome to They Said We Said, and welcome back to Drafting Draughts. It's been a while, but I want to do a quick beer review, which I kind of teased on last week's episode of Dead Guys Talking. Tyler brought over a bunch of Great Basin Brew, and this one was a very special one that we didn't do on the show that I wanted to save just for you guys. This is the Outlaw Milk Stout. This thing is, it says it's America's most wanted. Ooh, I'll be the judge of that. It is 5.2% alcohol by volume, Nevada's most award-winning brew. So I like milk sweet stouts. You've noticed so far that I'm more of a stout drinker. I like the style a lot more. And then also, you know, this is Drafting Draughts, so I did want to tie in a little bit of Magic things. I did want to talk about the recent Banhammer that came down, the ban list for Standard. We haven't had one of those since, I believe, Jace the Mind Sculptor. And this was crazy, the news. So no more Emrakul, the Promised End, no more Copter, and no more Reflector Mage. That one was a little bizarre. So especially with all the news coming from Aether Revolt, they, you know, all these like infinite combos with like now Saheeli Rai is going to be like a real card and all this other stuff. It's very bizarre that they did this. This is kind of unprecedented. And they did do two modern cards, Gitaxian Probe and Golgari Grave Troll, which I thought just got unbanned, which is kind of bizarre. And from what I heard, that banning isn't really going to stop the Dredge deck, and that, you know, that's kind of what they were hoping for, but I don't know. And Gitaxian Probe, yeah, it's a little bit too efficient, but that's just the experiment. That was Phyrexian Mana. I wouldn't be surprised down the road to see more Phyrexian Mana cards just go, and Dredge cards for that matter. And the Dredge deck's still going to be what it is. It's just like, as far as Gitaxian Probe goes, it's just another one of those too efficient draw spells. This one gives you information, you get to look at their hand, and you know, you get the card as well for essentially you could run in any deck because of the Phyrexian Mana. But you know, Ponders, Brainstorm, all these, they like to get rid of these really efficient draw spells. As far as the standard bannings go, that's kind of where the news was. Smuggler's Copter, which, yes, I absolutely did want to see it go. I've kind of made the last couple standard deck techs on this channel ways to combat this one card because, you know, I just didn't want to play the card. For some reason, I just had a weird feeling about the card. It was, you know, it was colorless. Every deck was running it, basically, that wasn't like Aetherworks Marvel or, you know, even some of the Delirium decks were running it. And I felt like I didn't want to be part of that. And so I made decks that I thought were good at combating that. So now that it's gone out of the format, that really allows brewers to get back to the table, which I'm super excited about that. So I do think that Standard's going to be more diverse and a lot more fun to be a part of without Smuggler's Copter. It's kind of the same thing goes for Emrakul. Not casting an Emrakul on the top on the top end of your deck, you're kind of playing Magic, or you're playing Standard wrong right now. So yes, so that kind of needed to go as well. I was pretty surprised because that was the face card of Eldritch Moon. I mean, Emrakul was the big reveal. You saw it from the Eldritch Moon trailer. You saw, you know, Liliana standing there, and then the camera kind of flips, and you see Emrakul pretty much in the same stance as the card. So that looks bad. You know, there's no other ways of saying it. That does look really bad as far as development goes. You know, maybe I wouldn't be surprised seeing some people's heads roll. I don't want to see that. I think Sam Stoddard is fantastic. All the guys over there, but that it is kind of a black eye on the development team that your face card is too powerful to be able to play. And Reflector Mage, you know, when that thing was spoiled, I thought, wow, this is a very overpowered card. I did not think that it was ban worthy, especially now. If it was gonna get banned, I figured it would have been banned when Banned Company was going on, when Collected Company was legal. But now that Collected Company's gone, yes, you know, Reflector Mage is still very powerful, and it definitely helps the Flash deck be what it is. But I mean, it just makes more sense that it would have been banned with Collected Company. So that's my quick thoughts on the recent banning news. Like I said, this is a drafting draft, so I did want to spotlight a beer, and plus just kind of talk a little bit about Magic, and this is kind of a two birds with one stone, or two Eldrazi's with one stone. you all know how I feel about Eldrazi's. Just go down in the channel a little bit, and you'll see. So right off the bat, like I said, we have the Outlaw Milk Stout. And as expected, well, it's not pouring black. It's got a good color on it, but it's definitely more of an amber color. Now the thing that I've tried, now I've tried 3 or 4 different beers from Great Basin Brewery, and again, they're local. They are kind of more on the malty side of beers. They tend to have a high malt content. This one says it's handcrafted with malt, hops, oats, lactose, yeast, and water. So pretty much what you'd expect out of a milk stout and a sweet stout, but they definitely put malt as number 1. So let's give this thing a smell. It smells pretty good. Smells like a traditional milk stout. I get a little blast of the coffee, chocolate. Ooh, got a little on the nose. Yeah, just it's not like the Chocovesa, not like the Stone Chocovesa where you pop the beer open and your whole like house smells of this beer. It's not a very aromatic beer. Stouts tend to not be though, but except for like a Chocovesa or like a Imperial Russian Stout Chai Spice or something from Stone. But this one doesn't have a huge aroma. It does smell nice. It smells kind of like a chocolate milkshake. That's actually really nice. So you get a big pop of the coffee bitterness in the beginning. You actually get quite a bit of hops for a stout, especially for a milk sweet stout. That's kind of not what I was expecting. You do get the malt, but it's not as malty as the other offerings from Great Basin Brewery. So yeah, I just got a lot of like a big kind of hop kick at the beginning, which maybe it wasn't that big, but I just wasn't expecting it, so it kind of took me off guard. But definitely, you get the chocolate at the end. You get the huge coffee. It's actually pretty good. This might be my favorite beer from them. Yeah, I mean it's a little bitter, but it's a coffee. It's a sweet. It's a lot less of a sweet stout that I've had. Thank you guys for tuning in to Drafting Draughts, and we'll see you next time.